Vishwashkumar Ramesh. Against all logic and expectation, one man walked away untouched from a horrific plane crash. Meet Vishwashkumar Ramesh, survivor of Air India Flight AI-171, who sat in Seat 11A. On June 12, 2025, Flight AI-171 was heading from Ahmedabad to London when it shockingly crashed just minutes before landing. Tragically, the plane broke apart, leaving everyone fearing the worst. But when rescuers combed through the wreckage, they found Ramesh, astonishingly alive and relatively unharmed. So, how exactly did Vishwashkumar defy these astronomical odds? He credits his survival to a stroke of pure luck and his positioning within the plane. Investigators revealed he had been seated in a spot that somehow shielded him from the impact and fire, sparing him severe injury. Survivors from such intense crashes are incredibly rare, but Ramesh was alert, conscious, and even able to walk out of the wreckage. Tsutomu Yamaguchi. Can you believe someone survived not just one atomic bomb, but two? Say hi to Tsutomu Yamaguchi, the man who faced the unimaginable and lived to tell his incredible story. On August 6, 1945, Yamaguchi was working in Hiroshima on a business trip when the first atomic bomb detonated just 2 miles from where he stood. Blinded by the flash and knocked down by the blast, he somehow managed to survive, despite severe burns and temporary deafness. Determined to get home, Yamaguchi returned to his hometown, Nagasaki. Shockingly, 3 days later, Nagasaki was struck by another atomic bomb. Incredibly, Yamaguchi survived this second devastating explosion as well, even though he was less than 2 miles away from ground zero. How did he do it? Pure luck, incredible resilience, and astonishing timing. Although severely injured, Yamaguchi recovered fully and went on to live a long life, becoming an advocate for peace and nuclear disarmament. Roy Sullivan. You've heard the saying, lightning doesn't strike twice. But Roy Sullivan defied that myth, hit by lightning not once, but 7 times, and survived every single one. Working as a park ranger in Shenandoah National Park, Virginia, Roy Sullivan was first struck by lightning in 1942. And believe it or not, that was just the beginning. Over the next 35 years, lightning chased Sullivan down a shocking 7 times, earning him a spot in the Guinness World Records as the most lightning-struck person in history. From strikes that set his hair on fire to one that knocked him unconscious, Sullivan faced unbelievable odds each time. Amazingly, he walked away from each strike alive and kicking, sometimes literally, as he scrambled away from more strikes chasing him. Scientists remain baffled. Why Roy? Sullivan himself wondered, often joking that storm clouds had it out for him personally. Yet he lived to share his electrifying experiences, bringing a humorous spin to his harrowing ordeals. Vesna Vulovic. On January 26, 1972, Yugoslav Airlines Flight 367 exploded mid-air over Czechoslovakia, throwing Vesna into a terrifying 6-mile plunge. But guess what? Vesna didn't just survive. She miraculously lived through the highest fall ever recorded without a parachute. How on earth did she manage it? Vesna was pinned inside a section of the aircraft, cushioned by the debris and snow-covered slopes she crashed into, absorbing enough of the impact to save her life. Rescue teams found her with serious injuries, including broken bones and temporary paralysis. But incredibly, she pulled through. After spending months recovering in hospitals, Vesna didn't just heal. She went on to embrace life with incredible enthusiasm, becoming a national hero and an international symbol of survival against unbelievable odds. Magee. Imagine plunging 22,000 feet from the sky without a parachute and living to tell the tale. Meet Magee, the World War II hero whose story defies belief. On January 3, 1943, Magee, serving as a gunner aboard a B-17 bomber, faced disaster over France when enemy fire tore apart his plane. Thrown into the freezing air without a parachute, Magee spiraled uncontrollably toward the earth, seemingly doomed. But incredibly, Magee didn't just survive. He crash-landed through the glass roof of a French train station, shattering the panes and cushioning his brutal impact. Rescuers were astonished to find him alive, severely injured but breathing, against all odds. Magee spent months recovering as a prisoner of war, but eventually made a full recovery. His survival amazed military personnel and medical experts, who called it nothing short of miraculous. Frane Selak. Escaping death 7 times sounds unbelievable, but what if the story ended with a lottery win? Just ask Frane Selak, the man whose life defies every odd. Frane's wild streak began in 1962, when the train he was traveling on derailed and plunged into an icy river. He survived, Just a year later, he was thrown from a crashing plane, landing safely in a haystack. Crazy, isn't it? But fate wasn't done yet. Selak survived multiple car crashes, one involving flames, another plunging into a river. He even narrowly escaped an exploding gas tank. 7 brushes with death in total, each more unbelievable than the last. And just when you thought his story couldn't get crazier, Frane Selak won a lottery jackpot of nearly $1 million. Could luck ever be this wild? Selak's astonishing life teaches us one incredible lesson. Sometimes luck chooses us in ways we could never expect. Leonard Thompson. When diabetes was a death sentence, one injection changed everything. Leonard Thompson became the first to survive thanks to insulin and altered history in the process. Back in January 1922, at just 14 years old, Leonard was battling severe diabetes, a disease that, at the time, was almost always fatal. Leonard's prognosis was grim, but everything changed when he became the first human to receive an experimental dose of insulin. Miraculously, after just one injection, Leonard's dangerously high blood sugar levels dramatically dropped. Within days, he regained strength, weight, and hope, transforming from a near-death patient to a living symbol of medical miracles. This breakthrough not only saved Leonard's life but paved the way for insulin therapy, now a life-saving treatment for millions worldwide. Leonard Thompson didn't just beat the odds, he changed medical history forever. Who knew a single injection could turn the impossible into reality? Edwin E. Robinson. Most people fear lightning. Edwin E. Robinson might just owe it his life and his senses. One strike cured his blindness, deafness, and even brought back his hair. In 1980, Robinson was outside his home during a thunderstorm, trying to retrieve his chickens, when lightning struck. Knocked unconscious, Edwin awoke stunned, but quickly realized something incredible. His vision and hearing, previously impaired for nearly a decade, had miraculously returned. Even stranger, his previously bald scalp soon began sprouting new hair. Doctors were utterly baffled, unable to explain how a lightning strike could have reversed conditions they considered permanent. Edwin's remarkable recovery quickly made him a sensation, turning what should have been a tragic event into a life-changing miracle. He didn't just survive the impossible, he benefited from it. Could lightning be nature's strangest healer? Robinson's story challenges everything we thought we knew about luck, fate, and the power of nature.